Is that a Glock in your pocket?
No.
Ryan Reynolds jumps into the world of video games in Free Guy as the lovable, sentient NPC guy who lives inside the video game Free City. From its flashy CGI, creative decisions, and exciting cameos, there's lots to enjoy. So it's time to whip out those gamer glasses and look at some of the behind-the-scenes secrets around Free Guy.
I'm gonna be the great guy.
Okay.
One of the most interesting aspects about Free Guy is the fact that it's set in two different worlds: the virtual Free City and, of course, the real world. For inspiration on the creation of Free City, director Shawn Levy looked to the popular video game franchise Grand Theft Auto, wanting to portray the game as a more dangerous place, where experiencing 8 to 16 robberies daily is normal for a bank teller, and threatening scenarios lurk in every corner. Meanwhile, Levy and DP George Richmond wanted to make the look between the two worlds noticeable, writing script bibles for how each setting would be filmed.
The biggest game influences were GTA and Fortnite.
You may be surprised to learn that the scene where Free Guy first puts on the gamer glasses and sees his city for what it really is used a lot of practical effects. Everything aside from the Apache helicopter crashing into the building was actually done practically, including the zipline. Levy revealed that it took 11 takes until they felt they had it right.
That was really happening, and these actors and Rel had to play it completely straight.
Free Guy surely isn't without plenty of CGI, but Shawn Levy wanted to make sure that the production could also use practical effects whenever necessary. One of the recurring gags in the film, following a man literally on fire running into the streets, was actually done practically. This did lead to some stressful moments, with Levy revealing that guy has to be lit on fire to the second, put out within a certain number of seconds, or it gets very dangerous. Despite the pressure, Levy felt it was all worth it in the end. No, Ryan Reynolds did not get shredded to take on the role of Blue Shirt Guy's shredded doppelganger dude. In fact, dude's stand-in on set was professional bodybuilder Aaron W. Reed. Reed has been used to working as an extra on television, but Free Guy marks his first role in a major motion picture. Reynolds' face was later superimposed onto Reed to create the disturbing look-alike.
Yo, my Free City bros, Antoine here.
Free Guy's main antagonist is played by Oscar winner Taika Waititi, who also co-starred with Reynolds in Green Lantern, but both actors would like you to forget about that.
You did Green Lantern,
It was
right?
definitely Green Lantern.
Right?
The cast and crew were abuzz about YTT and claimed that even when he wasn't on set, his presence was always felt. Jodie Comer claimed that you could leave the camera rolling for 15 minutes and that guy would not stop. Levy, who worked with comedy legends from the likes of the late Robin Williams, as well as Ricky Gervais, has said that YTT is in the ranks of both.
Who's the best martial artist in the whole wide world? Steven Sequel.
No Ryan Reynolds movie is complete without lots of pop culture references, and Free Guy's gaming theme led to many opportunities for the creative team. If you're worried that all the little references will overtake the story, Reynolds assured fans, saying, "I don't think Easter eggs are a storytelling pillar, but I do think that Easter eggs are something that audiences love, and I love and appreciate." So the movie will be riddled with Easter eggs. Since Free Guy is a 20th Century Studios film, which is in turn owned by Disney, it gave the filmmakers the opportunity to throw in some Marvel and Star Wars related Easter eggs, including appearances of characters like the Hulk, as well as the use of lightsabers.
Several surprises in Free Guy.
Unlike the other video game themed movie, Ready Player One, which used CGI to show the characters' avatars, Free Guy has actual actors in the roles of Free City's inhabitants. Instead of pulling from Grand Theft Auto, Shawn Levy was inspired by Fortnite for the character designs, including Utkarsh and Butkar's Mouser's in-game bunny suit. Levy suggested that this decision will also add to the overall comedy of the film.
Excuse me?
It reminded me that sometimes the best comedy comes out of something that doesn't make sense.
Jodie Comer was already used to playing in more physical roles, having played the cold, psychotic yet sexy villanelle in Killing Eve, but the one aspect of her character she wasn't prepared for was gaming. Comer found herself playing several different video games like Grand Theft Auto, which she found a tad too stressful. Comer did find comfort in playing Marvel's Spider-Man, claiming that it felt more carefree.
The idea of playing the two characters was something that I found really attractive.
Ryan Reynolds wasn't the only one who was tasked with playing two different characters. Jodie Comer had an even bigger challenge playing two very different versions of the same character, Millie and her digital persona, Molotov Girl. To differentiate between the two versions of the same character, Comer used differing accents, as well as having to apply a wig when playing the femme fatale Molotov Girl. One thing Comer never had to do was play both the roles on the same day.
I think they were pretty strategic.
Free Guy was originally set to hit theaters in July of 2020, but like many other movies, was forced to be delayed because of the pandemic. The lengthy delay turned out to be a blessing in disguise for Levy and crew. While initially the creative team set a limit to the amount of Easter eggs that were in the film, Levy, along with production designer Ethan Taubman, made the decision to add more to the movies so Free City could feel more populated. One of the Easter eggs that was added in post was the tank from the popular video game franchise Halo. That can be seen patrolling the streets.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Fans of Reynolds are used to seeing the A-list star tackle roles that, much like Deadpool, are full of snark and are mean-spirited. Free Guy was a gear change for Reynolds, so this is slightly new for me. There's something really wonderful about playing a character who's kind of naive and innocent.
There are several surprise cameos.
Free Guy features plenty of cameos from all different kinds of movie stars and even influencers. Levy recruited multiple popular online streamers to appear in the film, from the likes of Ninja, Pokemon, and even Jacksepticeye. Many of them were really appreciative of the experience and would even do it again if they had the chance. Pokemon especially loved being able to have a second take at her scenes.
When you're streaming, you gotta say it right the first time. It might be clipped out of context and you might be in some trouble.
The beloved late host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek, is one of the many cameos in Free Guy. Reynolds, who's no stranger to Jeopardy, serving as a contributor and guest in several episodes, simply asked Trebek to make a cameo.
We asked him and he said yes, and I was just so thrilled that he's there, immortalized up on the screen.
Free Guy begins with a bombastic one-take shot that director Sean Levy and his team have been planning for over a year and a half.
I always wanted the movie to start with an opening oneer, introduces us to the crazy rules of this kind of surreal world.
Joe Keery, who plays Keys in the film, has actually worked with Sean Levy before. Several times, in fact. We all know Keery from his role as Steve in Stranger Things. But you may not have known that Levy has actually been heavily involved in the hit sci-fi series.
I just trust him, as a director, and that's, I think, the most important thing, is just faith that they're going to create, the vision that's in their head.
Free Guy is certainly one wild ride. It's abundantly clear just how passionate the cast and crew were when making the action comedy.